Students, in the last lecture we have started the chapter that is the chemical bonding. Half we have completed, but that remaining topic, that is molecular orbital theory, we will take afterwards. So today we start with the new chapter, that is the surface chemistry. So we start with that chapter. Okay. First introduction. When a metal spoon is dipped in milk and taken out, you notice that spoon has a film of that milk. Milk particles are covered with that spoon. Same if the cold water bottle, if you from the refrigerator you take out and kept it for some time, you will see the water particles around it. So forming a droplets or a film. Here the milk particles or the water molecules from the air get adsorbed on the surface of spoon and the bottle. Surfaces of all the objects around us are exposed to the atmosphere. Water molecules as well as other gas molecules such as nitrogen, oxygen from the air form an invisible multimolecular film on these objects, and this is known as the phenomenon of adsorption. So accumulation of one substance over the other substance, that is the process called the adsorption. Here in this diagram you show that the two particles are there. One particle A is in the inside the liquid and B is on the surface of liquid. So the behavior of both the droplets is different because one is having the balanced force from all the sides, and this particle or the molecule which is on the surface is having only the unbalanced force, only force from downward, and there is no force from the outward direction. So this is the unbalanced force. Adsorption, unbalanced force. Consider a surface of liquid or solid. The molecular forces at the surface of liquid are unbalanced or in unsaturation state. Unbalanced force means what? From only downward direction there is a force and no from the upward direction. The B molecule which is on the surface. In solids, the ions or molecules at the surface of crystal do not have their forces satisfied by the close contact with other particles. Because of the unsaturation, solid and liquid surface tend to attract gases or dissolve substances with which they come in close contact, and the substance accumulates on the surface of solid or liquid. See what happens because of the unsaturation, because of the unbalanced force, the particles on the surfaces get attracted the other molecules on it, and that starts the phenomena of adsorption. So where does the adsorption occur? The adsorption phenomena is caused by London dispersion forces or van der Waals forces, which is very weak. These are short range and additive. The adsorption force is the sum of all the interaction between all the atom. The pulling interactions cause the surface of liquid to tighten like an elastic film. So which are the molecules which are present on the surfaces? They form like an elastic film, and a measure of elastic force at the surface of liquid, and is called the surface tension, which is very important property of liquid, surface tension. The surface tension is the amount of energy required to stretch or increase the surface of liquid by a unit area. There is a tendency to have minimum surface tension, that is decrease of free energy, which leads to the adsorption. So this is the adsorption. So there are two important terms in adsorption process. One is adsorbent and second is adsorbate. The material or substance present in the bulk in large quantity on the surface of which adsorption takes place is called the adsorbent, and the substance getting absorbed on the adsorbent is called the adsorbate. Suppose charcoal is put it into the water, colored water. So here and colored water get adsorbed on the charcoal. Here charcoal is adsorbent and the colored liquid water, that is the adsorbate. Examples of absorption. You know that when cotton is dipped in water, you know the cotton is get completely wet throughout by water. Sponge is kept in water, all the water get adsorbed in it. So these examples are of absorption where the throughout dispersion takes place of the liquid. Some more examples of adsorption. Adsorption of gases like hydrogen, oxygen by finely divided metal, namely platinum, palladium, copper, nickel, etc. Second, adsorption of gases like nitrogen, carbon dioxide by activated charcoal. Charcoal adsorb all these gases, and so here charcoal is adsorbent and these gases become the adsorbate. Removal of coloring matter like an organic dye. For example, methylene blue, it is one of the dye, and when charcoal is added to methylene blue solution and shaken, it becomes colorless after some time because all the dye molecules get accumulated on the surface of charcoal. So here charcoal is adsorbent and the methylene blue dye is adsorbate. Desorption. The process of removal of an adsorbed substance from surface on which it was adsorbed is called a desorption. Suppose methylene blue is get adsorbed on the charcoal, and suppose all the methylene blue which is adsorbed get again removed. So that is the process called the desorption. Then we will see the sorption. When chalk is dipped in ink, ink molecules are adsorbed at the surface of chalk and surface becomes colored, while the solvent of ink goes deeper into chalk due to adsorption. When both adsorption and absorption takes place simultaneously, it is called the sorption. Very important example of this is chalk dip in ink. There are two types of adsorption, that is the physical adsorption and chemical adsorption, depending on the nature of force. So first we will see the physical adsorption. When adsorbent such as gas molecules are accumulated at the surface of solid on amount of weak van der Waals forces, the adsorption is termed as physical adsorption or physisorption. The van der Waals forces are similar to forces causing condensation of gas into liquid. Thus, heat is released in physical adsorption. The heat is released during the physical adsorption is same order of magnitude as heat of condensation. And due to its weak nature of van der Waals forces, physical adsorption is also weak in nature. The adsorbed gas forms several multi-layer molecules at high pressure. The extent of adsorption is large at low temperature and the equilibrium is attained rapidly, and physical adsorption can be readily reversed by lowering pressure and increasing temperature. So these are main important characteristics or main important features of the physical adsorption. Now we will see the chemical adsorption. Chemical adsorption was first investigated in 1916 by American chemist Irving Langmuir. When gas molecules accumulate on the surface of solid or adsorbate by means of chemical bond, either covalent or ionic, adsorption is called chemical adsorption. So here chemical bond formation takes place either covalent by sharing of electron or by ionic by transferring of electron. Chemical adsorption is very specific in nature. It involves gas solid as the adsorbate and adsorbent. It is usually exothermic process, that is heat is released during this process. Only exception cases are hydrogen gas on glass is endothermic. Heat is absorbed during the process. This is due to the dissociation of hydrogen. The heat evolved in chemical adsorption per mole of adsorbed is nearly same as the magnitude as that by chemical bonding. Chemical absorption involves a large energy of activation and referred as activated adsorption. Chemical adsorption increases with increase in temperature. In the beginning, as the large number of molecules can have activation energy, but after certain temperature, chemical absorption decreases with increase in temperature as the chemical bond break. Sometimes at low temperature, physical adsorption occur which passes into chemical adsorption as the temperature is raised. Besides chemical adsorption, it depends on the surface area of adsorbent. So this is about the chemical adsorption and its some of the important properties. Now we will see the comparison between physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. First point, the force operating are weak and van der Waals forces in physical, The force operating are chemical nature, that is either covalent or ionic bond. Not specific in nature, all gases adsorb on all solids. For example, all gases adsorb on charcoal. Chemical adsorption is highly specific and occurs only when chemical bond formation is possible between adsorbent and adsorbate. For example, adsorption of oxygen on tungsten, hydrogen or nickel. The heat of adsorption is low and lies in the range 20 to 40 kJ per mole in physical adsorption, while higher heat of adsorption and it lies in the range 40 to 200 kJ per mole in chemical adsorption. Physical absorption occur at low temperature and decrease with increase of temperature, while chemical absorption favored at high temperature, and the extent of chemical adsorption is lowered at very high temperature due to bond breaking. Example, physical adsorption. At low temperature, nitrogen gas physically adsorb an ion. And for chemical adsorption, nitrogen gas chemically adsorb an ion at high temperature, form a layer of iron nitride which adsorb at very high temperature. Physical adsorption is reversible, while chemical adsorption is irreversible. Physical adsorption layer may be multimolecular or your monomolecular layer is formed. Factors affecting the adsorption of gases on solid. All solids adsorb gases to some extent. The extent of adsorption depending on number of factors discussed in this session. First is nature of adsorbate. The amount of gas adsorbed by solid depends on the nature of gas. Gases having high critical temperature liquefy easily and can readily be adsorbed. The gases such as sulfur dioxide, chlorine, ammonia, which are easily liquefable, are adsorbed to a large extent as compared to nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, etc., which are difficult to liquefy. Means the gas which are easily liquefy can easily adsorb the gas, and the gas which are difficult to liquefy, they are not easily get adsorbed. Critical temperature of some gases is given. Nitrogen 126 Kelvin, hydrogen chloride 324 Kelvin, ammonia 406 Kelvin, chlorine 417 Kelvin, and sulfur dioxide 430 Kelvin. This is the critical temperature at which the gas gets adsorbed. Nature of adsorbent, second factor. Substance which provide large surface area for given mass are effective as adsorbent and adsorb appreciably volume of gases. Silica, gel, charcoal are effective adsorbent due to their porous nature. Porous nature means they have small holes, so easily some more substance gets adsorbed on that. So the substance which provides large area, surface area and has a porous nature, they are the good adsorbent. Surface area of adsorbent. Adsorption is the surface phenomena, hence the extent of adsorption increases with increase in surface area of adsorbent. Finely divided substance, rough surfaces, colloidal substances are good adsorbent because they provide large surface area. Fourth factor is temperature. Adsorption is an exothermic process, so according to the Le Chatellier's principle, it is favored at low temperature. The amount of gas adsorbed is thus inversely proportional to temperature. As the temperature increases, adsorption decreases. Plot of volume nitrogen adsorbed per unit mass of adsorbent against the pressure of gas at different temperature. As temperature increases from 193 Kelvin to 273 Kelvin at constant pressure, the amount of gas adsorbed decreases. Fifth factor is the pressure of gas. At any temperature, the extent of gas adsorbed increases with increase in pressure. So it is directly proportional. The extent of adsorption is directly proportional to pressure of the gas. At high pressure, extent of adsorption becomes independent of the pressure. So as the pressure increases, adsorption also increases, but at a particular pressure, what happens? The adsorption becomes independent of the pressure. Whatever there is an increase in pressure, but adsorption doesn't increases. The surface of adsorbent is then almost fully covered by gas molecules. There is a capacity of that surface it get completely. So there is no adsorption takes place even though the pressure increases. Variation of adsorption with temperature and pressure, it's shown in the graph. 195 Kelvin, 244 Kelvin and 273 Kelvin. Application of adsorption. The adsorption finds a large number of applications. First is catalysis. Heterogeneous catalysis. The solid catalysts are used in many industrial manufacturing process. For example, iron is used as a catalyst in manufacture of ammonia. Platinum is manufacturing of sulfuric acid by contact process. In hydrogenation of oil, finely divided nickel is used as a catalyst. Catalyst means what? A substance which do not participate in the reaction, but it increases the rate of reaction. That is called the catalyst. Gas mask. It is a device which consists of activated charcoal or mixture of adsorbent. It is used for breathing in coal mines to avoid inhaling of the poisonous gases. Third, control of humidity. Silica and alumina gels are good adsorbent of moisture. Fourth, production of high vacuum. Lowering of temperature at a given pressure increases the rate of adsorption of gases on charcoal powder. By using this principle, high vacuum can be attained by adsorption. A vessel evacuated by vacuum pump is connected to another vessel containing coconut charcoal cooled by liquid air. The charcoal adsorbs the remaining traces of air or moisture to create high volume. Adsorption indicators. The adsorption is used to detect the endpoint of the precipitation titration. Dyes such as eosine, fluorescein is used as indicators. For example, a solution of sodium chloride containing a small amount of fluorescein is titrated against silver nitrate solution. Reaction takes place. NaCl plus AgNO3 giving AgCl plus NaNO3, silver chloride and sodium nitrate. When chloride ions are over, fluorescein is adsorbed on white silver chloride precipitate and red color is developed. So the color change from pale yellow to reddish pink, that gives the endpoint of that titration. Separation of inert gases. In a mixture of noble gases, different gases adsorb at different extent. So due to selective adsorption principle, gases can be separated on coconut charcoal. Froth flotation process. A low-grade sulfide ore is concentrated by separating it from silica and other earthy matter using pine oil as a frothing agent. Hydrophobic pine oil preferentially wets sulfide ore which is taken up in froth. Chromatographic analysis. It is based on selective adsorption of ions from solution using powder adsorbent such as silica or alumina gel. It has several industrial and analytical applications. Other applications include surface area determination, purification of water, etc. Catalysts are important in chemical industry and living organism. A large number of chemical manufactured in industries make use of catalyst to obtain specific product. Thus, use of catalyst lowers the reaction temperature and energy cost significantly. A catalyst is a substance which when added to a reacting system increases the rate of reaction but without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. So without taking participate, it only increases the rate of reaction. So there are two types of catalyst, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous catalyst. When reactant and catalyst are in same phase, either in solid, liquid or gaseous, is called the homogeneous catalyst. Example, iodine finds use at homogeneous catalyst in decomposition of aqueous hydrogen peroxide, oxidation of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide. Hydrolysis of sugar is catalyzed by hydrogen ion furnished by sulfuric acid. Enzyme catalyst is also an important type of homogeneous catalyst. So homogeneous means what? They are in same phase, either solid, liquid or gaseous. So we have completed some part of this chapter. So remaining we will take in the next lecture. So thank you.